Okay, guys, so far I have 75% win rate on Nasdaq. I have backtested it from January 24 to June 24. As you can see, I have been absolutely killing it so far, and there's no way I can maintain this. But I'm gonna keep backtesting it. I'm gonna take you along for the ride, and hopefully we can keep that win rate as high as possible. But 75% is unmaintainable. That's just crazy, man. So let's see. I'm trusting more my intuition here. So let's see how it goes. This might sell off without me, no. Okay, this one is a loss. I see this come higher. It's not really the nicest price action, but I see this come higher. Okay, so that's another loss. Patience, right now is nothing too clean happening. That is probably gonna sell off lower. Jesus Christ, this. Nice. So made the 2 losses back. It's a little tricky right now, I gotta say, man. Like, August has been terrible in the end of July. Every pair has its shitty periods, that's for sure. Okay, that's a long for me. We will probably come higher here. $14.50, Jesus Christ. That's a break even. A rare break even. I think only my second in like over 30 trades, but you can see that there's just nothing going on. It's out of session, but I like this. I really like this. I think this can work. Let's give it a little more wiggle room here. Okay, let's see if how this goes. Okay, nice. Just nice. First leg, second leg. We come up, we don't reject, so I'm still not entering the trade. Obviously, if you're like YOLO, you can just enter on this rejection. But this big candle, that was like, okay, probably gonna continue down. So yeah, just waited for this to retrace. Basically put it like, yeah, just to make sure that my TP is not too far away for 2R. Just put the entry here and yeah. Worth waiting for. I like the setup, you know, we tap into this demand, we sweep we are at the high of the day, you know, so I really like that. And we just had all these stacked equals. That is also a magnet for price. I wouldn't be surprised if we take this out. Not yet. Maybe we take it out early New York and then can look for a long, which we do. No, still no. Lower, please. Okay. We sweep the top instead. Sweep it twice. Ah, it doesn't read. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, man. This, boom, boom. If we retrace, we can sell this off. But yeah, sometimes it just rips away. We have all these stacked lows here, so premium short territory. Sweep the 4-hour wick here. Just beautiful stuff. Just didn't give an entry. This is now obviously out of session. Yeah, and took out the lows. Finally. Finally, that was way overdue. Need a little more context here. I don't even care about the session. This is an aggressive short. Aggressive. But that's what my mantra is for this session. I want to be aggressive. Okay. I think it's gonna come at least a little higher, making the TP a little more achievable. Nice. This looks rather ugly. It's just intuition, man. We have the break-off structure here, at least a tiny fair value gap. Then we come up like crazy. But instead of sweeping the next candle or something, we have this super bearish candle again. So that's what made me think, okay, we're gonna probably make a lower low here. And the lower low means already almost at TP. And this is all, I don't know, like really NASDAQ is so volatile. It does not care about intra-leg, like within the leg, this little fair value gaps. On Forex, that can easily reverse price. On NASDAQ, if we get the direction change, it just pushes through it. Like, it's just more aggressive, the price action. So that's why I have way less fear of this just reversing here. For example, with this wick, it mostly just follows the order flow and gets some momentum. And so, yeah, that was nice. So, next one. This is fun, man. This is just... The win rate has been crazy, man. Just crazy. What did we do now? We had 3 winners in a row now. No. Yes. We had 2 losses at break even and 3 winners. Again, it's just... we sweep all these wicks here and the previous daily low. Then we make this beautiful leg, but I don't know, man. Like, I could have taken this trade. I just thought, and this is maybe my mistake, I need to adjust a little more here. Look at this beautiful trade. When I see this, maybe this should be enough for me to enter. Or maybe even here for less RR. Or let's see if it would have come for the 2R. Yeah. I don't know, man. I have to adjust. I expect too many pullbacks and it just doesn't pull back so often. This is on me and this is not the first winner that I missed because of it. It's just I'm so used to be so careful from Forex because Forex retraces just more often, man. And this can easily, if you don't confirm it, you know, it can easily just have one bearish candle stops you out right away. You're gonna look like an idiot. So it's give or take. For sure, by being careful, I gave away some winners, but for sure a lot of losers as well. So yeah, it's give or take. It's just the human nature, right? You remember always when it costs you profit because you got missed, you remember it so much more than when you would have actually taken a loss and you avoided the loss, you know. That is just such a... the memory of that loss avoided is so much weaker than the missed winner. It's just human nature. I think this can sell off, but it's not too clean. And it didn't. Change in volatility is still, it's just something that you have to deal with this. It's just how it is. That's what I mean. I can enter here like in the other trade, but then it can instantly stop you out as well. So we'll probably just stick with waiting. Yeah, I was just muted here for a second. I think this comes higher. It's pretty late though. So this can be a break even if the volatility doesn't kick in. Yeah, it's so late now. What's the time here? It's already the next day, so I'm gonna go break even on this, which I don't do too often, but this is like completely out of session. I feel like I should just have closed that at partial profits, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna close it. It's just anything can happen when it's like the next day. Yeah, I would have won, and it's all good. I don't care about the little more RR that I could have banked here. This was way out of session. I should have... I think if I was... Yeah, because the case here, you can't even hold over the day because you have massive gaps between that 1 hour that the market is closed. You can have like 5 times your stop loss size as a gap. So not too often, but it can happen. So I would never hold something overnight. I would maximum reopen it if it's still at the more or less same price. So I think here I would have just closed it anyway at this area. So for like 1 hour, and that's okay. I gotta stop recording now, going to the gym. I'm gonna continue back testing it later. Okay guys, we are back. So let's continue right where we left off. It's just 9:50, it's a little early. I don't want to sell here right away. There's your trap. We always have to wait for the trap. If it's no trap present, we have to wait for a very clear LTF shift, so that the lower time frame really convinces us that there is no trap today. Is the real move gonna happen, which means 2 clean legs, retracement up, rejection, and then we can get in safely without a trap. But this is just 1 leg, so this can easily be a trap. So when it doesn't reject here, I mean it does reject a little bit, but in the top wick already, that shows me that this is too early to sell. No second leg, no trade until we had a trap. So now we had a trap. We re-swept this again. Let's see if we can come higher to sweep this. But if it rejects, I might take it. Okay, this is a first little rejection. Yeah, okay. Price clearly struggling to get higher. I think this will continue lower, make a second leg. So let's just go for the 2 hour here. Yeah, I would have preferred this to get swept as well. But you know what? We swept this high here on the 4 hour, this old high. And we had a nice sell trap, and this just... I have a feeling that this is coming lower. Beautiful. Let's see if we can take Asia as well. Yeah. Maybe I should, because this pair is so volatile, maybe I should try to, yeah, roll my stop a little instead of just having a 2-hour target. But to be honest, I don't even care. I just high RR is just not my style, man. Like, maybe I'm leaving profits on the table, but it can always come back, you know, so I just want to bank my 2-hour and move on. Okay, nice one. That's 5 in a row, right? We had 5, yes. Nice, man. Man, this pair, I mean, it's not a pair. This asset is fire, man. I sweep and shift lower. Oh, 2 legs. Okay, I'm gonna dare the short here, but I think this is probably gonna be a miss. If not, I think we're gonna come lower. That doesn't look good. Okay, it's late. I'm gonna close this for a partial profit. Or let's let it. It's already daily transition here. Yeah, that's a break even. I should have probably just closed it, but whatever. Yeah, just a little too ambitious with the target, I guess. But yeah, it's okay. Happens. Swept a ton of liquidity now. It's a little risky, man. Okay, now I trust it. I think this is gonna retrace. Damn. 5 win streak snapped, but I think this was a solid setup. We swept a lot of liquidity here. It was a nice shift. It was late in the session, but it works so often, man. Like, I'm fine with it, really. I had a lot of winners out of session, like out of this box at least. We sweep the top, 2 clean legs. Same again, late setup. Let's see if it comes up. I want to enter here. I clicked too fast, man. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna accept the miss. I'm not gonna change my entry. Either it takes me or not. It's late again. Super late, man. I'm sick of this break-evens, but I don't really see the point here in holding. You have the risk if you enter so late that your trade is gonna fuck around, so... yeah, just no point in holding. It's an intra-session idea, you know? So it gets way more random. Would have worked, but it's okay. I don't want to hold stuff like that, not with this kind of price action. On this asset, I'm just not too comfortable. This is 2 legs, but it's kind of around fuckery. Equals here. This needs a sweep for me again of the highs. Yeah, it's out of session. Okay, this is nice. Swept the highs. Let's get it reswept. Okay, it's a little risky. Let's see the 4-hour context here. Oh, nice sweep of this level here. Okay, that backs the idea up more. I drag my stop loss here because it clearly, for some reason, finds my take profit extremely unattractive. Yeah, profits banked 1.3R or something, perfectly fine. You see how this pair can reverse, so if it does like that, like my TP was here, so like I think in real life I would have even banked more profits. Like after this rejection, I would have probably taken my profits here instead of here. So yeah. But nice. Right away we made that one loss back and a little more, so great. Okay, this is interesting. This might sell off without me though. Sweep, resweep, major trap here for the buyers, for the sellers. I think this can sell off, man. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Ah, this could miss me so hard though. I don't know if I want to see another rejection on that. Okay, let's say I don't wait for another rejection, but if it fucks around, I'm gonna go break even on it relatively aggressively. Yeah, that's gonna be a loss. Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want. The next candle right away, I should have waited a little longer. But it's okay, it was a good trade, like, all good. My PNL is crazy. This pair works so well, man. It's asset. This asset works so well. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. It's so great. Yeah. This is a potential long. Let's see if we can find momentum. I like this. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a break even. This was a little ambitious, and here the entry was so late. Whatever. Would have worked again though. Cool. Cool to see. But it's just not my preferable way of holding trades in that asset, man. Look, would have worked. Cool. First leg, second leg. Yeah, maybe I should have left that on, but then it's out of session, and I have to close and reopen it and whatever. Very late. I see this coming lower though. Yeah, I see this coming lower. It's very late, so let's see. Okay. Wasn't too clean, to be honest. Maybe I should have skipped that, but it wasn't awful. It was okay. First leg, second leg, but we did this. Okay, you can see this as a demand. But we are close to all-time highs. Not really the best environment. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's cool. Sweep this as inducement. Yeah, this is coming lower. Pretty sure this is coming lower. I have a feeling that this is not gonna break this high. Let's see. First leg, yeah. Okay, nice one. Momentum was high all the time, probably from this move still. I don't know. This is just a feeling thing, man. This, honestly, on the high time frame, that was not too great because the liquidity sweep was only happening here on the 5 minute. I don't know if it's a 1 hour or whatever. This was just pure intuition, man. I don't know, man. It's just strong up, strong down again. I can't describe why I took this trade, but I was extremely confident on it. It's just experience. Sorry for the lousy explanation, but it's literally just experience. Some trades are, from the rules or from how it shapes up, so textbook that's so easy to justify or explain why it's a good trade. Some are a little more messy, let's say, and the discretion part of the conviction is just bigger. So this one was one of those. Okay, I think this comes higher. This looks pretty solid. Swept this, oops, swept this as inducement. It's a little late in the day, but it's okay. Okay, I was wrong. And that's okay. It was a nice second leg here, close above. Yeah, I think that was okay. With the context of the sweeping and tapping the fair value gap, that was okay. Next session. Oh, that's some rough price action, man. Let's take the high. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think this is gonna come lower. Gonna take my profits here for €1, $1. Terrible price action, but it was a protected high, so it didn't stop us out at least. So okay, this is a nice little short here. It's late, but I think it's still okay to take this. It's frustrating, man. Crazy chop, crazy chop. Let's see if we can take out the bottom. Nice. Okay, I want this. This coming higher, I think, is pretty likely. It's just the entry, man. Okay, let's give it a little more. Okay, yeah. Let's just go for that high. Seems like the volatility is pretty much over now. I'm so out of sessions already the next day. Yeah, that's pointless. I'm just gonna close it for a win. It's a little too gambly to hold that from me over the next day. I'm just not comfortable. Look how long you would hold that day trade, man. In the end, it would have won. Okay, that's cool to see. But I'm fine with taking like 1.2 hour or something. I'm really fine. Just moving on with my day. potentially seeing, because that it's just what you always have to consider too, is just you are clearing up your head and your mental capacity. If you close this trade here from 1.3 hour, first of all, you increased your win rate. Second of all, you are clean mentally to be ready for a potentially great setup that you would have otherwise maybe not even seen because you're still worried about your ongoing trade. That can make you 2R on top, you know? So that's how I see it. Okay, that's a nice 4-hour sweep, sell off. Let's see how we come up. If we come up, instead we sweep the bottom so we can see longs here potentially. No, just wants to sell off. That's fine as well. Gives us more reference structure. A big bearish move in the Nasdaq, because the long-term trend is bullish anyway, brings us away. Every time it brings us away from the all-time high, it buys us time to look for nice opportunities. So there's nothing better that can happen than a big sell-off move from all-time high territory, because it brings us back into those nice little reference points that we can look for liquidity sweeps in and then just play out our edge. Nice sell-off here, Nas. Pretty choppy up. This is what Nas does. Okay, swept even more liquidity. Let's see if we can get to the low of the day. This is just Trump right now. Yeah, this is February Trump. Everybody's selling. It's a nice flip here, but it's so late again, man. Yeah. Decent setup. Yeah, I was expecting a chance to get missed here, and now it's too late, man. I'm gonna cut this trade if it doesn't break quickly now. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it play out, but go break even, because this is not as confluence as I want it to be anymore. I wanted the momentum to kick in there. You know what? I'm just gonna close it. This is stupid. I don't want to be a gambler. If it just is in my favor anyway or whatever, I just take profits. So let's put the tool on. Actually, I'm just curious if it would hit my final target, but I'm fine with, again, like 1.23 or something like that. Whatever, man. Being ready, being flat for the next session is so important. Maybe not in backtesting as much, but in real markets, yes. Let's see, let's get that TP. Would still be nice for the ego. Okay, TP missed by 1 pip. TP hit. Okay, great, cool to see. Did that sweep? No, I mean, yes, technically, but super barely. Okay, I think this comes lower. So it looks choppy, but I think this comes lower. Okay, I was wrong. Was a nice sweep here, fair value gap. First leg, second leg, perfect stuff. You can't win them all. So as you can see, since a while I'm having a break-even period on that pair, on that asset, and that's exactly why we need to trade more assets. It's just one asset only will never do the trick, not long term, not through all cycles. And I'm grateful because you see the P&L here. This is a crazy result. So instead of having a pullback and having actually a true phase of losses and drawdown and all that shit, I'm just break even, man. How ideal is that? To have an equity curve like this, and then it barely does a pullback at all before it goes up again. So that's just great, man. So Yeah, we are coming for the gap, but without an entry again. We fill the gap. Still some gap left, so we could see nice longs if we retake the low. Yeah, this is probably one candle too late. Let's see if we get missed here, but I think this is a pretty great setup. If it doesn't run now, I'm gonna quit it. It's so late. Yeah, it's okay, whatever. choppy like crazy so far. Okay, so here's the thing. Obviously, I know that we had a massive crash in the stock market around that time, but I don't even know when exactly it was. And I'm so careful with longs anyway, or with day trading setups anyway, that I only take them when I'm fully convinced anyway. So even though this is a crazy market environment, I'm still looking for longs if the circumstance is right. And yes, sometimes I get burned, but yeah. Let's see how much we swept here. Actually, let me zoom in on this. That doesn't look too clean, but yeah, ton of liquidity swept. First leg, second leg, close above, reaction candle. I'm gonna dare that. It's relatively late, but I think it's fine to go for a 2R here. This will probably come lower. We still have a massive gap here. Let's see if we can get 2R into that gap. Nice. These gaps are crazy magnets, man. Such a great confluence that you normally don't have in FX. In stocks, you have that all the time. It's just great, man. So again, shitty phase. I'm still in a shitty phase, I would say, with like win, loss, loss, win, but still making higher highs in the account. So that's great, man. And you know that January to March has been, or April has been crazy with Trump, man. So it's good to see that even though fundamentals are crazy and getting flipped on their head all the time, the day trading stuff still works relatively fine, even though the momentum is completely crazy, fluctuating and everything. It still works relatively decent, I would say. Like right now, I'm having a 40-45% win rate in this last period, I would say, or maybe even just under 50, I don't know. And this is obviously still profitable. Okay, this is nice. Yeah. I think this is gonna come lower. Nice. Ah, beautiful setup, man. We re-sweep this high here. We close the gap fully. This is the high time from context, man. Sweeping the previous day's high as well. And just clean shift here. Clean shift, trickling up. And you know how rare a correction is on that pair. It's just nice to see. Clearly buyers running out of steam here. Just institutional orders getting filled here. Boom, down. Nice. We sweep that. Yes, I think I'm gonna take a short. No, this is too much out of session, man. No, this. Oh, I remember. This is yesterday. Ah, yeah. I remember it. Okay, we are done, guys. Finally. This actually worked. So you could have entered. I see that. I seen that. I was actually considering that, and then I was saying I'm not that crazy. But you see it again. The low time frame shift looks kind of choppy, kind of ugly, kind of out of session. But if you just market execute on something like that, it's always gonna go for the gap. I know because I've seen it. Yeah, just goes for the gap. Sweeps the high time frame, low time frame shift, corrective up, goes for the gap. It's so predictable. It's crazy, man. Crazy. So let's see if I missed anything on Friday. I did not check the charts today, so Friday is the current day. No, it's not even an FX replay. Yeah, all good. All good. It was a great session. It was a lot of fun. 49% profit, man, in 5 quarters plus 1 month. 49%. So if I risk 2%, it could have been like 98%. That's just crazy, man. So let's just go back and check the statistics. That's just insane. Just insane. 12 wins and 9 losses I had since I started recording. So that's 12 out of 21. So I had really the recording period was the struggling period where I really struggled, especially towards the end, and I still had a 57% win rate, and that was the bad part of the backtesting. That's just crazy, man. This pair is so profitable. I mean, I guess I have to give it to me. I'm profitable on this pair. The strategy works even better, I would say, than on Forex when the conditions are right. And the big takeaway is that the conditions are more often right than on a Forex pair. Like, it's like Forex on steroids. This thing really is. There is so much potential. I can't wait to trade it live, which I will do now. I feel like I really have some pattern recognition, especially on that pair now. So I'm gonna wait for my high time frame 4-hour sweeps, and if it gives a nice M5 shift, you know, you'll see what I'm doing is always the same. Then I'm gonna take it live as well and hopefully make some handsome profits from it. Okay, so just to break down real quick the trades that I took before I recorded, just to have a complete set of all trades of this backtesting session. We're gonna start with the first one. This was previous day's high sweep, tapping into the extreme of this supply here. On the 4-hour, you can see that we swept the structure point here. And yeah, as you can see, we clearly broke structure here. Big fair value gap, we came up. We rejected with the initial candle once we were in this fair value gap. So I took the trade from here for 2R as always, and it was a quick TP. So here you see the next trade. We again swept the previous day's high in London, then re-swept this here marginally in New York. Sorry. Oh no, sorry. The first sweep was just after London session, and then at 9:30 we re-swept this here, broke structure aggressively. So I took the short here once we came up and made this little rejection here. And this was an aggressive setup because it was still just after 9:30. It's not my preferred time. Normally I give it a little more time, but this was so decisive, this break, and I liked how it came back. So we had also had that gap here, which was my TP, and again, a quick win. So that's my first loss here. This was actually against my rules. I was developing the rules as I was going on. So this was only my third trade, and I shorted at that time, I think, at least that's what I can see from, I shorted at the all-time high after this sweep. So this can easily be a trap. It was again just 9:30. That can easily be a trap. So this was a little bit of a mistake, I would say, and not my best trade. But you need to take these trades, you know, when you figure out a new asset, to learn and to make new rules on it. So the next trade was just after, I guess the day after. No, it was in the same session. Yeah. So here I thought, okay, this was the initial trap. Here first leg, second leg. Now the real short move happens. And unfortunately, again, it was another short from all-time highs, which is just not ideal. And this is what happened right away. I got that impulse to introduce that don't short from all-time highs right away. Ultimately, it was 2 traps. And after this second trap, the real move happened, which is rarely the case, but it's just very typical for all-time high territory, very unpredictable. So here we have the next trade. This one swept. We clearly swept the liquidity of this structural 4-hour point here, and then did a re-sweep of the initial reaction of that sweep, and then had a nice shift here, bull shift, a ton of rejections here, price is clearly struggling to come lower. So here you can see it wasn't really a break of structure yet, at least you count this little consolidation, and it didn't have a second leg, but you see the rejections here, and you see how corrective and balanced that all is. And I was just confident that after this rejection we will probably make a second leg anyway, and yeah, that's why I took it relatively early, relatively aggressively, and it paid off, went into profit right away, mitigated the top here, swept this as inducement, and then to the target. The big reason for that trade as well was not just the liquidity swept, but the massive gap above. This just makes the trade just so much more likely, and I could have easily give it more RR here and target the edge of the gap here, which, yeah, I have to experiment with it more, because right now I'm a fixed 2RR profit taker, and I think I should, when it shoots up like that, I should introduce some sort of mechanism to drag my stop loss and work without a TP, or take my TP at least here in the gap, but yeah, something I will work on. So we here have the next trade here. This was another all-time high sell, which I wouldn't do here anymore, and first leg, second leg, trend line forming here. We come up and we struggle to break higher, so this is where I entered the trade here by limit. And it worked out beautifully, but it's risky, man. It's risky at all-time highs. So yeah, we obviously swept the previous day's high, so we had that on our side, but still tricky, man. Like, I'm careful with that. Okay, so the next trade was my first break even. We had a first leg, second leg, started to fuck around here, so I was taking it from here, and I wanted to target this inducement target for 2R, and we swept this inducement here on the 4-hour, which is beautiful. So this was looking good to me, but unfortunately it didn't make it to the target, and I decided after this huge bearish candle that I'd rather go break even on it. And yeah, in the end it would have lost. Yeah. So here we had the situation on the 4-hour that we swept this inducement high here to tap into the extreme of this supply that swept liquidity itself. So this is supposed to be a strong supply that continues the correction here lower. And this is what ultimately happened. We swept this, gave a nice short leg, strong bearish momentum, choppy up. You can see how the buyers are running out of steam. Then I took it from here, and it was a quick win. And yeah, thank God I wasn't too greedy with my target in that case, because it was just tapping me out for TP and then reversing completely. So this trade, another all-time high short. So we swept this here, all the equals here on the 4-hour, and then this was a little more, I would say, discretionary and aggressive, because you see we didn't really have a break of structure just under this here. If you want to see this as a structure point, okay, it is a break of structure, but you see how it rejects here, and this final rejection just told me, okay, this is probably just, you see how it made the other higher highs, you know, also swept news liquidity here. Just my feeling told me this, I think this is gonna come for the other side of the news liquidity, which I had my TP at, and this is what ultimately happened. So this was a killer trade. I just entered and it just ripped down right away. Beautiful stuff. My stop loss was here. It's just sometimes wrongly displayed. I don't know why. And yeah, it was a 2R win. No, it was actually a 3R win. This was the only trade that I took more than 2R on, because I was just confident that the newest liquidity is going to be targeted. So yeah, that was my freak outlier 3R winner. Okay, here, the next trade. So we had a nice little seller strap. After sweeping the previous day's high, we had a nice little seller strap. We sweep it, we come down, and make this beautiful leg here. Then we come up again, then we come up, we come down again, and you see how the buyers are struggling here. So I was confident that we're going to take out this trend line and probably going to rip to the downside, especially because we swept a lot of 4-hour highs here as well, this one as well. Obviously not the best 4-hour sweeps, but at least some highs swept and previous day's high. And ultimately this just chopped around, and I was expecting it to just break lower, and then I had this absolutely crazy... this is FOMC. That candle is at 2 p.m. is no coincidence, this is FOMC. So this is actually something that I would have probably maybe in real life taken a break even on. But you never know, it's hindsight, right? So yeah, this ultimately was a loss, and my stop loss was here. So the next trade is right after, day after. So let's check it out. So we sweep this high here, sweep this old high. So this is yet another all-time high sell. And we have a beautiful break below, retracement, massive rejection, second leg, and this is where I was already in the trade. I joined the trade after this bearish candle, okay, thinking that it's gonna come lower right away. It didn't, fucked around, came up here to the high. In real life, this could have easily been a loss, I'm not sure. This is why I always give it some margin here over the high, just to be sure. And yeah, here the margin was very, 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 very slim. In live trading, especially on Nasdaq, because it seems to have a little bit more of a discrepancy between the brokers, I would give it a little more room here to breathe. So I think in real life this would have not stopped me out. Here in backtesting, not at all anyway, and it just happened to respect the high here and come lower, and come ultimately for this little gap here, which was my target. Okay, so next trade, this was a long one. We swept a ton of liquidity here and came into the bottom of that order block here, and then had a nice reaction. First leg fair value gap, second leg fair value gap, closing just at this high and beyond this first leg's high. So we have a flip of order flow with imbalances. So I just took it from the imbalance, didn't wait for a rejection at all in this case, and just was confident that it's gonna head higher. And it took forever, but I trusted my analysis because this was so corrective that I was just believing in it, and I'm really trying to reduce my break-even decisions to let my analysis play out. And in that case, beautifully mitigated the low time frame supply here at demand, and shot outwards for ultimately TP hit. Okay, so here we have the trade happened here in this candle on the 4-hour. So we sweep this as inducement, just barely. Sweep this high here as inducement. And then have a nice shift with close below. We come up, we reject a couple of times. We give this bearish candle, which basically signals me that we're gonna have a second leg confirming bearish order flow. Most likely, I mean, it can always just rip up here. But when you have this rejection here and a bearish candle right away, this is showing me that it's most likely going to continue downwards. So I took it from here, swept this once more as inducement, and just sold off aggressively into this fair value gap here, from which it completely reversed again. So yeah, another high time frame 4-hour sweep trade, which is obviously the go-to play to look for low time frame entries. So here on the 4-hour, extremely clean context. Okay, we have this low here that gets swept here. This is where I got into the trade. Okay, we swept this low here, and we also tap into this order block here. So this is A star in terms of high time frame context. And then again, well, the actual sweep actually happened here okay, but we have the gap. We fully close the gap, which is also very good, very nice as a confluence. Fully close the gap, give it one more bearish impulse, flip bullish with a break above, with a close above, give this little bearish candle, tiny rejection here, and I get in expecting price to head higher, and it did. So the sweep actually happened a little more early, but then we mitigated this new demand here, and just the low time frame showed me that it was probably ready to head higher from there, and that's what happened. Next trade is just 2 days later. It's a sell, and it happened from here. So beautiful. This is also textbook high time frame, man. We sweep this as inducement here, this level, and also tap into this fair value gap here in the 4 hour. So perfect context. We sweep London here as well, obviously. So perfect. 9:30 stock market opens. We have a little trap here, then come lower 2 legs, and from that candle, from that bearish candle, I just market executed or put the limit just above it, and got filled straight to TP. Beautiful stuff. And yeah, just the A+ setups in terms of this inducement sweep plus tap into a 4 hour fair value gap is so the win rate. If it's clean even on the low time frame, the reaction, textbook, man. It's so textbook, man. It just works. So next one is just 1 day later. So here we have a gap above. This gap is not fully closed, just almost fully. Okay, so this is a massive magnet up here, and then we come down here. We mitigate this demand for the first time, and we also sweep this as a little inducement here. Previous day's low swept. First leg, second leg closes above. Okay, and then we come down with a little bit of steam, but then we have this beautiful reaction candle. That's why I didn't enter before. After this rejection candle, I just market executed. Then price cheeses me first and comes lower than the retracement, rejection, but then ultimately it just rips up into these huge fair value gaps, plus closing the gap. Textbook trade, man. It's like so confluenced. Textbook setup. So here we have a loss, and I'm seeing that it was only a POI mitigation of the previous day. So we did not sweep the previous day's high. So it was a clear violation of my first rule, like just don't care about low time frame supplies and demands from the previous day. It has to sweep the previous day's high or low. So I got involved here way too early and got spanked for it completely, and I deserve it. So yeah. Also on the 4 hour, you can see that we were here on the 4 hour. We didn't even sweep this as inducement. Why not wait for this? You know, this is a lack of patience trade and just violating my most important rule. So just shortly after I took this trade, so this swept the previous day's high. Let me see that. That was here. Okay, so this now is a strong supply because this supply swept this, okay, and mitigated this imbalance. So it was expected that this new supply is gonna send price lower to at least sweep some sort of inducement before coming higher, which ultimately happened. We swept this low here as inducement before coming higher. So this supply was doing its job, and I used that. Okay, we swept the previous day's high here, and then we had this supply that we tapped into. So it was similar to the previous trade, but this time the previous day's high was swept. Okay, so that's the difference. So that we tap into the extreme here. The supply gave a great break of structure, come up, we chop, and I took it here because the sellers were clearly, the buyers were clearly not in control anymore. So I took it, sold off beautifully, was absolutely lucky with the TP, because otherwise I would have had to hold it way longer. but it would have been consistently in profit, almost. So next setup is just after. Okay, let's check it out. Is this another all-time high sell? It's another, I think. Yeah, seems to be another all-time high sell. Very dangerous. I wouldn't do this anymore today. I mean, maybe yes. I don't know. I don't want to rule it out completely, but the low time frame has to speak a very clear language, which I guess it did here. So we swept the previous day's high. We came up one leg, second leg, order flow clearly switched. You can see how the buyers are running out of steam, correction, rejections. So I took it from here and took it lower. Yeah. If it looks like that, I might consider all-time high shorts. Because this is really, really clean. This is so textbook. Fair value gap, lower. Fair value gap, rejections, correction. The lower time frame can almost not look better. So yeah, I guess I would dare that in the future. You see how it is, right? These rigid rules, man, you have to see everything in context, and then you, with experience, you just weigh things against each other and prioritize it dynamically. There's all the nuance. I would never be able to put my trading strategy or my decision making into an algorithm because it's so nuanced, you know. So this is the next trade just a couple of days after. Okay, so another all-time high sweep, and yeah, we sweep obviously the all-time high here this week here. Have a nice rejection here on the 4 hour. First leg, second leg, but the second leg doesn't close lower. So technically we don't have a clean or flip of order flow here, okay? Because this doesn't break this low. I mean, it only sweeps it. So this can easily be an inducement sweep. This second bearish candle tells me mostly it will make the second leg, which was the reason why I was happy to take it anyway, because most likely when price does such a candle as a second leg starting to form, it most likely will make a close below, and this time it just didn't, and yeah, I got wrecked. And yeah, it's just with this pair, if you wait for the second leg, often it's just gone. So yeah, sometimes you get wrecked like that. It's okay. It's not gonna happen all the time. Next trade is just the day after. Okay, so we sweep an inducement here. Where's the 4 hour? Yeah, we sweep obviously this low here of the previous day as inducement, 4 hour inducement sweep. And then we have a first leg, second leg, a little choppy, but my intuition was telling me, okay, we mitigated this here. We retested the structure point. We swept this liquidity pool. We have a change in order flow, even if it's a little choppy. Nasdaq has a tendency to be a little more choppy in general in terms of the low time frame candles, how they look. So I was noticing that, I was adapting, and I was taking this anyway, even though it didn't have clean imbalances. And it paid off, ripped right to TP. Beautiful stuff. High time frame leads the way. Low time frame wasn't too clean on that one, but my intuition told me to take it anyway, and it paid off. So next day, another trade. So this was really a high frequency, high setup frequency period. So another all-time high trade here. We swept the highs again, and we made this. This is also it's just clean on the low time frame. Remember the last all-time high sell that I just showed you, where the second leg did close lower, as it is here again. You see the similarity, right? It's basically the same setup. It's just, this was a late setup, so we have 9:30 open, fucking around. We re-sweep, we stop all the sellers out, and then we give the real sell move here. We fool all the buyers that the market is still long, heading for all-time highs. First leg, second leg, closing below. Bears completely in control. You see how tiny the bullish candles are, and this is why I just took it from here. I was literally in such trades with starts rotating like that, I'm terrified that the next candle can be from here to there. So that's why I entered here, and sure enough, just 15 minutes later, it just started ripping to the downside. And another beautiful winner following the high time frame. And yeah, in this way, in this trade, also the low time frame being very convincing that it's probably gonna have some stronger pullback. So 1 week later, we had this setup. So this setup, obviously, we swept a ton of sell side liquidity here. All these wicks taken out, multiple previous days lows taken out, fully closing this fair value gap. Okay, and look at the reaction. Look at the bulls suddenly coming into play here. First candle huge, second candle huge, third candle retraces, but has a little bit of a rejection in the bottom after tapping into the fair value gap. Instantly comes up again, so I was confident, let's go for it. 2R, it's not even this high, very achievable, and it just ripped there right away. Beautiful stuff. Next trade. The gaps, man, the gaps are so powerful. Okay, we have this beautiful gap here, price comes up, price fully closes the gap. Closing it fully is important for me here. Fully closes the gap, and coincidentally, suddenly price switches completely bearish with momentum. Comes up, starts rejecting in the fair value gap. Short, boom, take profit, move on. The gaps are crazy powerful. Crazy, crazy powerful. Next trade, just after. Yeah. Next trade just after, let me see where that was. Okay, yeah, so we swept previous day's highs here, and we also tapped into the supply that ultimately closed the gap. So I was not insisting on this supply to get swept. I was actually considering it, maybe if the low time frame confirms it, this might actually be respected at least once, you know. It was the first tap into the supply. And this supply obviously made a lower low twice, so strong supply. And the low time frame confirms it. We tap into the supply, we have a massive bearish candle, rejection, and when I start seeing these rejections here, once again, I'm convinced that this is probably not gonna make a higher high. I get in, sells off right away. Beautiful stuff. The average hold time is so much better than in Forex, it's crazy. Then, just a couple days later, the next setup, I don't see it. 6th of June, here, okay. So on the high time frame, it is here. Seeing how many winners I had from all-time highs, maybe I have to readjust my rule, I don't know. Like if the low time frame really looks clean, I should just take it anyway. Here again, super clean. Resweep the previous daily high and make a beautiful first leg fair value gap, second leg fair value gap. We come up, don't really show big bearish bullish candles anymore. I could have waited a little longer technically to see some more confirmation, but you never know when this thing rips away from you. So I was taking it a little more early here after this little rejection candle. I took it, boom, TP. Short period of drawdown and then boom to TP right away. Beautiful, beautiful. So next trade just a couple days later. So this was here. So this was an all-time high. No, this was a previous day's high swept. Okay, previous day's high swept. Mitigation of the supply that led to a lower low. Okay, so I was expecting the supply to hold. We had a beautiful first leg. Second leg, this was a very late setup though, very late. But I can't blame myself because the correction here was so juicy, man. Like if I would see this here again, I would say it's gonna sell off. And it just didn't this time, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Okay, next setup. So my stop loss was here, as you can see, on the 4 hour. we swept a ton of sell-side liquidity. And I just thought that this demand here that was never tapped into is going to hold for at least a day trade's worth of rejection or reaction. But as you can see, it didn't. So we had our first leg on the low time frame. We didn't really break structure yet, but you see how the bearish candle gets answered by the bulls right away after tapping into this fair value gap. So I was relatively confident we're gonna make another leg higher. Then it trickled around and yeah, just didn't work. Price needed to sweep the demand instead of respecting it at all. And yeah, just will sometimes happen, obviously. So the next one is more far ahead in the future. Let me just get to there. And I am shy to say it, but this was another all-time high set that actually worked. So I don't know, man. Maybe I should rethink that rule. Yeah, just the low time frame is very clean. You can short it from all-time highs. Okay, so we have a previous day's high sweep here, and we re-sweep the previous day's high. Okay, slowly again. We sweep the previous day's high with 930 open, and this initial sweep gets re-swept, which is awesome, awesome. And then we get a strong bearish reaction, okay? Then what do we get after the big bearish candles? Again, tiny little bull candles, one fat bearish rejection candle after tapping into the big fair value gap. That's where I took the trade, and again, it sold off right away beautifully. I got really lucky with my TP here. It just made basically equals here with that low that I was assuming will get swept. Made equals, tagged me out of the trade. In real life, if it wouldn't have filled my TP, 100% I would have closed it somewhere here, because I learned my lesson. I never let something that gets very close to my TP come back against me, never. So in real life, I would have probably, if it wouldn't have filled me here, closed it somewhere in this body. So yeah. And that's it. The other trades you have seen me take live, or not live, but recorded. So yeah, I was just gonna make sure that you really have seen all the trades from this backtesting session, not just the ones when I started recording. So I hope it helps, and if you have any questions, as always, shoot me in the comments. I'm gonna answer every single one of you. Thank you for your attention. Have a good one. Take care. Peace out.